I've got two options for Dick of the Year, and I'm having a hard time splitting them, to be honest. My original suggestion was going to be Rolf Harris, for a number of reasons. Clearly, he was convicted of some pretty horrible things in 2014. Not only besmirched the names of Australians in England, he also made it impossible for me to sing one of my favourite childhood songs. As you can imagine, Jake the Peg was the one song I could relate to as a kid. I even performed it at a school camp in 1980 with my spare prosthetic in hand. Right. And now...
Was this a hostage situation?
I would have been 10. I was 10. It wasn't a hostage situation,
okay.
no.
I like the fact that you used the leg for material at an early age.
There's a career in this.
But now, thanks to a dirty old man, I can't sing my favourite song anymore. So until 2 days ago...
Rolf Harris.
Rolf Harris, still.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, not the teacher. Until 2 days ago, Rolf Harris would have garnered my vote as Dick of the Year. But then a lady called Katie Hopkins sent a tweet. Oh, yes, OK. Now, Katie Hopkins is what we would call in Australia a professional shit stirrer. In fact, I'm loath to even bring her up because I know she feeds off negative press. 2 days ago, as a Scottish nurse was transferred to a London hospital so she could be treated for Ebola, Katie Hopkins tweeted, and I quote, "Little sweaty jocks sending us Ebola bombs in the form of sweaty Glaswegians just isn't cricket. Scottish NHS sucks." Now, I'm not going to call Katie Hopkins a dick purely because of this tweet, because somewhere north of here there's an entire nation of people who are using their own words to do it, and they are far better at swearing than me. However, it did make me look back at some of Katie Hopkins' other tweets of 2014, in which she managed to say vile things about Palestinians, Muslims in general, and fat people, as she tweeted, again, and I quote, "Obesity is not a disability. You're still able to walk to the fridge and shove half of it in your face." This from the woman who has also said she would never hire a fat person and gave my personal favourite, quote, "Fat people aren't sexy." Now, what is it about this last statement equating sexiness with physical perfection that you think might have riled up the guy with one leg? Size has nothing to do with attractiveness, Katie Hopkins. Or to put it another way, I am all about that bass, about that bass, about that bass, no treble. In fact, I'd go so far as to say my anaconda don't want none unless you got buns, hun. I'm sick of women telling other women what men want them to look like. Because you know what? Men aren't that fussy. Seriously, all I ever looked for was someone who wanted to kiss me and had a favourite episode of The Simpsons. Seriously, ladies, don't worry about whether your tummy's tight enough or your bum's the right shape. If your fella does the right thing in bed, you just look at him and go, "Excellent." He is all yours. So here's what I want to say to Katie Hopkins, and I know she watches the show. There's no point calling you a dick, because you know you're being a dick. You trade on it. You're a dick for hire. And it's actually for this reason that I don't want people to vote for you as Dick of the Year. What I do want you to know, Katie Hopkins, is that being a dick is in no way a good thing. You're not supposed to be proud of being the biggest bitch in Britain. Attention and love are not the same thing. So this will be the last and only thing I say to Katie Hopkins in 2015. Can you please, please, please stop being a dick? And in case you think you're not being a dick, let me put it into perspective. Right now, I can't decide whether you're a worse person than a convicted paedophile.
What was interesting, I thought, about your interview with Tarantino, apart from, you know, the notorious nature of the kind of "I'm shutting you down," was the bit when he said...
He's currently in the hospital wing of the prison because his defence argued that the facilities were not appropriate for someone with no legs.
The hospital wing?
Yes.
Do they know he's not going to get better?